Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marion and today I'm going to share a super easy tutorial to make reusable makeup remover pads using French fat quarters. Of course, you can use any fabric you want. Once you understand the technique, you can adapt the size of the pad. I made this one a bit larger. I initially made some that were 5 inches large, and I think 6 inches is just a bit more convenient for my face, but if you want to make it smaller, just go for it. And we'll start with the supplies you'll need to make this. Some bamboo fabric, a French fat quarter, or I have some leftover from another tutorial here and I'm gonna use this. So this can be perfect to use your scraps. A chalk pen, scissors, smaller scissors to remove the threads at the end, pins, a ruler. This is optional, but tweezers can be helpful sometimes. And of course, an iron and a sewing machine. The pads I'm doing here are quite large. I decided to go for 6 inches squares. So I'm lining it up to the side and tracing my square here. And there you go. Of course, you can use a rotary cutter if you have one to do this part. Now, this is the pattern sample of the size I want. If you're using a complete French fat quarter, you have enough room in this to place 12 of them. Cut the first one, then fold your French fat quarter in several layers, place the sample here, and just cut around it. You don't have to trace the 12 squares on the French fat quarter. But I'm just making one, and I'm going to do that for the bamboo part. This is a scrap as well. I'll go in the middle so that I can cut everywhere. And there you are. Now, on your bamboo, you should be able to feel there is a very soft side and a more sponge-like side. This is the right side and this is the wrong side. And on my fabric, the right and the wrong side are very visible. Thankfully, this makes life sometimes a bit easier. Now, you're going to go to your iron and create folds on each side of the square, and each fold should be 1/2 inch. And your square should look something like that. Then open it delicately and the fold is now visible. So put your fabric and your bamboo right sides facing, this way, and pin it in place. First of all, yes, I do have a thing for yellow pins. Now, we're going to go to the sewing machine and the fold is going to be your guide. You're just going to put your stitch right in the fold all around, so that's 1/2 inch away from the edge, but you just need to leave an opening of about 2 inches on one side. If you're airheaded like me, you can put a mark to remember that this is forbidden. Now, I want to show you how things happen under your machine. So I'm going to start my stitch here at one of the red marks to the outside, and you always start and finish with the back stitch. So you can start sewing until you reach the first corner of the folds, not of the pad, and then you just raise the presser foot, leave the needle in the pad, and just turn the pad 90 degrees, put the foot down, and start again. And do the same thing for all the other angles. This is what you get. This should be left open, as I told you, and all of this is sewn together. Now, trim the corners, and if your fabrics have moved a little, you can trim this, like the bamboo part. See? It just moved a little bit. So let's start with the corners. Be careful not to cut the thread, of course. And I'll also trim the bamboo. And now we're ready to turn it inside out through the opening you left. Be gentle, you don't want to tear any seam open. Try to push the corners. Now, we still have this opening that we want to close. Make sure you pull on both fabrics to the side and go press it under your iron and it will set everything in place, and then we'll be able to close the opening and top stitch the rest at the same time. So we'll sew it, in French we say nervure, that's like an 1/8 of an inch or a 1/16 of an inch away from the side, so that it makes kind of like an ornament all around your pad. Let's press it first. Now, I want to show you my trick with the tweezers, because otherwise you would think, why does she need tweezers? That's just in case you have a corner that stays this way, you know, it's not really 90 degrees. So I've got very thin tweezers like this. They're made for embroidery initially. So you just want to grab the fabric, pull it to the outside. All right, this is fine by me. So let's go back to the sewing machine, really close to the edge, and we just do the same thing again. And there you go. Now just take your smaller scissors and trim whatever thread you can see. There's not too many actually. Et voila! Congratulations to you! If you do make those pads, please post them on Instagram so that I can see it. Just put the hashtag FrenchFatQuarters in the description and tag me at Marianne Blush. I wish you a very nice day and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Bye!